So basically, this week topic was requested, and the conversation was about how do you know if you're in a situation where you may not be equally yoked with someone? And then if you are, what do you do about that? I know for me, when I was younger, I let a lot of stuff slide. I feel like the older that you get, the more you have zero tolerance for certain things and lessons that you feel you've already accomplished in this lifetime. So it depends. I would say it's a hard topic because I don't want to be the one to tell someone like what to do. I want to be very like organic and allow people to learn things on their own, especially our young generation. And we're always learning and growing. So has nothing really to do with age, but I do feel like with time and a lot of situations, you start to learn from them. So, for example, from 18 to let's just say 60 years old, even though age is nothing but a number, but of course, you're going to have a lot of more experiences throughout that time span than someone that's, let's say, from 18 to 21. You know what I mean? In relationships. So, with that being said, I would say I'm kind of 50-50 on this topic. You know, when a situation has run its course, um, we get into certain relationships to help us elevate and grow and, overcome. So I would say if you know that you're equally yoked and you love that person, because I hear this a lot, this was a requested topic this week. If you're not equally yoked, when do you have a cutoff? That's what I would tell that person. Don't tell that person what to do, but cultivate. I think cultivation is very important, versus telling someone, oh, well, just break up with that person. That person isn't right for you. Be a little bit more non-judgmental and just let them, learn from the situation. So I would say you would know if you're not equally yoked. And I think we've all have been in a situation before where you get in a relationship and you're elevating, that person is not. Maybe you like going to the gym, that person don't like going to the gym. Maybe you're about business and money, that person thinks money is evil or they don't like money. But those are signs and things that tell you, for now, I'm going to overlook it. But eventually those are going to be like red flags or things that could cause arguments in a relationship. Like money is a big deal breaker for people, whether they believe it or not. People could lie what they want to and say money don't mean this or that. Money is energy. Money, like some people look at money like money is the ruler of all evil. It's because people make it that way. But you need money to help family. And for me, I love money. I want to be a millionaire, or I'm going to be a millionaire because I like to help my family. I want to be able to travel and say, you know what, I'm taking the whole family with me. You can't do that if you broke, So I feel like it's a mindset thing and how you look at it. So if I had a partner and they said, oh, well, I don't like money like that, it's okay, I guess. But the whole purpose of having money is to basically not want for anything and to help others, to give back to your community. I can help a lot of people. I can do a lot of things with money. So it's all about your mentality. So that was one of the topics. Like one person may like money. They're trying to elevate, grow, go to school, get a better job. Where the other person was lackadaisical, like I don't care about all of that. I'm just trying to live day by day. What's the word for that? I think it's called like lack of ambition or something like that. So for me, that would be one of my requirements. You got to be ambitious in life. I don't care what it is. Have a hustle, have a drive. Have you changed in the last 5 years? People look at me, my life. I'm a different person than what I was 5 years ago. I'm always evolving, always changing. So I like that in my partner. But those are just a few things there, I would say. Pay attention to before you get in a relationship. That's another thing. I feel like when we're young, when we're younger, what were you doing, 5 years ago? What were you doing a year ago? What were you doing 2 years ago? So those are certain questions before you even get in a relationship that you should probably ask a partner, before getting into that relationship. But I feel like so many people overlook certain things because that person looks good and they're attractive and they don't see nothing else besides the beauty of them. Okay, that person is beautiful. But what else is beautiful about that person? How is their personality? How are they in finances? How are they with dealing with stress? How are they with overcoming adversity? How are they with their family, their parents? Um, how are they in their work? Do they have a good work ethic? Are they always getting fired from their job? Little stuff like that. Um, do they like to travel and you don't? That's another big one. I love to travel. So, do they have the finances to travel? So yeah, so I would say for this week, that's some of my advice that I would give is before going into that relationship, really get to know that person and really look at the red flags that you feel and don't overlook that. If you feel like it's a deal breaker for you, you shouldn't be getting into that relationship. At least give it a few months. Go out on dates to kind of really see engage, because I feel like sometimes when people get into relationships, they tend to stay there too long when the relationship has expired, knowing damn well that they don't see that person past a year or 2 years, but yet they try to work it out for as long as they can. I don't know what to say about that part either. I do know some of y'all out there really holding up people's soulmate though. Like, if you know that y'all not equally yoked and aligned, let that person go and become friends with them. It's okay to become friends and stay friends with someone. You haven't failed. I feel like a lot of people stay in situations for so long because they feel like they may be a failure at that relationship, if that makes sense. So that's what I have to say about being equally yoked. Eventually, it could lead to a breakup of the relationship. And if it hasn't led to this is another thing. I respect people who do get into a relationship and they break up with that person. I respect those type of people versus like letting the relationship go on for like 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years, 8, 10. You know what I mean? And I had just made a post on Facebook about this. Like, people be in these relationships for way too long, these marriages with people who they know they shouldn't have got married to in the first place. They have all them red flags, but yet they get into these situations because they don't want to be alone. I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life than to be in something that I know isn't fully aligned. So cultivating, I'm very big on that. I speak about cultivation a lot on my channel. When I was younger, I used to be the one to want to fix people and help people a lot. So it's okay to no, let me reword that. It's okay to help people, but I think as time went on, I learned to be more of a cultivator versus just trying to fix people or help them too much, because sometimes you don't know that you could be interfering with that person's karma or their growth delay. You're delaying their lessons, you're delaying their growth because you are enabling them. So that's why I'm big on cultivation. It is not my job to carry people, fix anyone, or change anyone. If we are not aligned or equally yoked, then I think it's up to both people to say, you know what? I'm going to give it a little time, but then this is maybe my cutoff, and don't allow it to go on too long, like 3, 4, 5 years. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So people do this all the time. Stop doing that shit. You out there holding up people's soulmate because you don't want to be single or you don't want to be alone. Yeah, we got to do better with that. So, and then also what I hear a lot as well is, I love this person so much, I just don't want to hurt them or leave them, but somebody's going to get hurt either way. You know, you're hurting yourself by staying in something, by not being authentic to what you're supposed to be aligned with. Eventually you could deal with the tower. So I mentioned a lot of that. I don't have the tower card decks like the original, like old school tarot, but that's what I mean when I say like the tower card or the moon card. That's some type of illusion going on. And we'll get into the cards because some of them, the cards for this week have been duplicated, meaning I shuffled the deck very good. I even stacked them and did all of that. And still there is three cards that came back up that I had already spoke on weeks ago. So that's letting me know during this retrograde and during this full moon, it could be my energy as well, for all of us. When I pull my cards, it's for everybody. It's very universal, so people can kind of relate to it. But something is going on where I don't know if someone is not really listening to their intuition, listening to their higher self, living in a fantasy. And sometimes the retrograde kind of tends to bring a lot of that to the surface. So for me, and I know a few other people said it too, like the retrograde is good for them. Like I'm good, I'm blessed. Nothing crazy has happened because I'm in alignment. When you're in alignment with yourself and your relationships and everything that you're doing, you're living your truth, you're being honest. You don't have to worry about something stressing you. Boots. You don't have to worry about like, oh my God, I'm stressed today. My job, my relationships, my family. It's something that it's like the Tower card. It's going to shake something up because it's something that you're doing that you're not listening to your gut. You're not listening to your higher self. You're ignoring the red flags. You're ignoring the signs, and you keep trying to force something. And that's why you get hit with the Tower card. It's not because Tower cards are not considered a loss. It happens to basically show you the truth of what's going on. Like get out of that illusion that you're in. And the funny thing is the cards that kind of came up this week were past ones that is basically saying that. So to summarize everything in relationships, it's best to start out being equally yoked than to get in a relationship with someone where you're two different people to the point where it can cause arguments, red flags, and eventually y'all gonna probably break up because somebody's not gonna be happy in that relationship. So, and you can't change people. With that being said, let's say you are really good at finances or money is important. Your partner, maybe they're not good at it and that's not important to them. Stop trying to force them to save money. If they don't want to do it, it does like stop. Don't tell people what to do. Don't try to change people. Allow them to be free. What you can do, and people hate when I say this, but what you can do, go find you someone else. Find you a new girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Find you somebody else. If you know that person don't clean the house like you like, get somebody else. Because you're wrong when you start yelling at them. Oh, clean it this way. Do it this way. Why aren't you working? Why aren't you a hustler? Why aren't you trying to start a business? Why you don't want to travel? Why you don't want to do this? Why you dress like this? That's wrong to like kind of put your partner down and say why, instead of just saying, you know what? Either I'm going to accept this person for who they are, or I'm going to find me somebody else and just say, hey, you know what? This was a good ride for the few months that we were together. I don't think I see this long term. And it's okay that life goes on. There's a million people out there you could be with. And like I said, stop holding up people's soulmate. Keep that shit moving. If you know that person is not for you. So let's get in these cards. And once again, I'm going to read from the book. But first, I'm going to show y'all, once again, this is the same one. All that glitters isn't gold. This was another one that came up. Higher self, your higher power, chaos and conflict. Then the other two cards that kind of came up, because usually when you do like decks, it's not good to like keep, pulling like many ones, but these two literally popped out. So anytime something like pop, you know how when you shuffle and it pops out at you, you got to pay attention to that. And these two definitely re-popped out, and they were the same ones: TikTok and deep knowing. So I kind of want to put this in order. Remember what I said about the deep knowing? Like basically it's similar to your higher self. You know what's going on inside of you, inside of your spirit, a deep knowing on what you need to do, your actions, your moves. Listen to your gut feeling. Your higher power is the same. It's kind of telling you the same thing. Listen to your higher self and believe in the spirit. So believe in the spirit and divine. Whatever you're going through right now, you have to kind of like trust in that higher power, God, your higher self, spirit, and stop trying to force things before it's time. So that's kind of what this card is saying. So it's a lot of deep things going on this week. TikTok. So is there something that you are doing that you haven't completed or that you need to complete? Not saying the time is running out, but it's something that you need to be focused on or working on. I'm going to read it from the book because I love the book's explanation versus my intuition. Chaos and conflict. What is that saying? Is there something going on right now that you feel like is chaos and conflict, whether that be a relationship or business? Try to take a step back and not be so argumentative, because everything that you're going through right now, you're going through to learn something from it. Sometimes things may seem like it's that tower, like stuff isn't going right. It's a retrograde and it's almost a full moon. Stuff may not be going right for you. Don't take it as a negative. Take it as it is a soul shakeup for divine timing. Things need to be done in that order in order for the next level of growth. So that is why you get some type of chaos and conflict. And the other cards mention that too. Like everything that happens once you listen to your intuition, when you're dealing with divine timing, there's a higher spirit, a higher energy that's working right now. So it may seem like things are going bad, but it's not. Then the last card. So I don't know what else is going on, but all that glitters, I mentioned this too a while ago. All that glitters isn't gold. Simply put, is there something going on where you feel like you have a mask on? You're not being your authentic self. Are you doing it for an image? Are you doing it for publicity? I don't know. I'm just saying this is what this card represents. So with that being said, I want to read from the book because I like the book. Love this card though. So all that glitters, right? What is that saying? Seeing past the superficial, having that desire to disguise your true self, your true nature. I'm trying to be something that you are not, chasing after something sparkly, a new thing. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and not the motives underlining them, right? Imagine that all the glitter, like if all that was removed, would that person or would that situation, that whatever is going on, would you still value it? Would you still desire it or desire that person? That's exactly what the book says. I know y'all probably can't see it, but I can also, like, if you guys can email me, you can email me info@lovefrequency.co. So that's basically what it says. If all of that was removed, all this glitter, would you still desire it? Desire the thing? And then more so, I have to speak on this one more because this is the second time that we've got this card. Sometimes we try to be something that we're not. We embellish a story, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. You know, the real person becomes hidden behind this sparkle and shine. Then there are times we don't see the true value of someone else because he or she may not have the glitz and the glamour that seems so desirable. That's interesting. That's some deep stuff. So I feel like two things are going on. One has a mask on, there's glitter, like, oh, it's shiny, I like it. The other one may not be as appealing, so you're ignoring that situation. But all that glitters isn't gold. And once again, this is the illusion card to me. And I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's a woman right here in the back. So something is being hidden. You know, who is that person? Go beyond the glitter and look for their inner glow. You know what I'm saying? Who is that person? Not for what they can give you. You know what I mean? So I don't know if this resonates with someone, but maybe it sounds like almost Not saying somebody is using someone, because remember with this card deck, there's the prosperity, there's a relationship, and the protection, and then they just give you like an overall description. So this, what I read, was part of the relationship one, and then of course the prosperity one is kind of similar. Sometimes opportunities look so good that it glitters like gold and you just can't resist it, but maybe it's not a good opportunity. Same difference. So whatever situation that is with the all that glitters, really look deep within to say, is this really aligning with me? Once all that gold is removed, that illusion is gone. Will you still desire that person, that job, that whatever it is? And I feel like I kind of want to go into higher power with that one. Let's see what that one says. 12. Okay. Conscious contact with your higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing the source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. That's deep. So with relationships, with business, or with any move that you're about to make, take it up with God first. Take it up with spirit. Pray on it. Meditate on it. Put that first. That's what that sounds like to me. And that's just a summary of it. Okay, it's time to kind of address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that you call holy that resonates with you. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. See, I said that. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Prosperity section. Sometimes your work just flows through you. Ideas come rushing in. Inspiration bubbles up from a wellspring you didn't even know you could access. When you enter agreements, whether it be projects and negotiate deals with spirit as your partner, you will always succeed. So yeah, that's what that's saying. Whatever moves you're trying to make, pray on it, meditate on it, and the right decisions will be made based on the higher power and not, just making any kind of crazy moves. You're leading with the divine spirit. I want to do TikTok. TikTok, which we already did that one, but have to read this again. Okay. Timeless. Divine timing. Okay. Relationship. Love the full fulfillment of desire. And even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be changed. Everything has its season. It's divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it. So take your time. Prosperity, co-created by your universe, and they occur in human-made time and internal efforts of your spirit and divine timing, measureless time. So whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive and take a commitment to remain in high vibration thoughts and feelings. Even if you heed the message of this card, it would seem as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time. So see how everything is just flowing? It's flowing. Okay. Chaos and conflict, the next card. Chaos and conflict. Chaos and conflict. 124. Okay. Disarray. Being at cross purposes with another. The tension of opposites. The value of chaos before order. Behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew, although the conflict appears to exist externally. Its essence is also internal. projected outward and causing some type of disarray. You may find yourself at a cross purposes with someone else facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet, every storm passes. Chaos leads to reorder of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of the situation. Deals with spirit as your partner. You will always succeed. So yeah, that's what that's saying. Whatever moves you're trying to make, pray on it, meditate on it, and the right decisions will be made based on the higher power, because you're leading with spirit first and not, just making any kind of crazy moves. You're leading with the divine spirit. I want to do TikTok. TikTok. Which we already did that one. But have to read this again. Okay. Timeless. Divine timing. Okay. Relationship. Love the full fulfillment of desire. And even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be changed. Everything has its season. It's divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it. So take your time. Prosperity, co-created by your universe, and they occur in human-made time and internal efforts of your spirit and divine timing, measureless time. So whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive and take a commitment to remain in high vibration thoughts and feelings. Even if you heed the message of this card, it would seem as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time. So, see how everything is just flowing? It's flowing. Okay. Chaos and conflict, the next card. Chaos and conflict. Chaos and conflict. 124. Okay. Disarray. Being at cross purposes with another. The tension of opposites. The value of chaos before order. Behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew, although the conflict appears to exist externally. Its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing some type of disarray. You may find yourself at a cross purposes with someone else facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet, every storm passes. Chaos leads to reorder of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of the situation. In a storm you feel you can't control. Yet, every storm passes. Chaos leads to reorder of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of the situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from this. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. Relationship. Stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition and the need to be right at this time. This is an opportunity, a moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what really is important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through this stormy emotion to a higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in much better place than before. So when this storm passes, things can become electric and lightened, but this too shall pass. Prosperity. Circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth shaking things up so you can find the real path to your prosperity. Yes, it's a storm, and it feels as if there's something opposing forces wherever you may turn, because it's that retrograde, it's that full moon coming up. But everything that doesn't work is being taken from you, so the truest parts of yourself remain. These events are occurring now as essential for your ultimate prosperity. So it almost kind of sounds like a mini tarot card, but whatever's going on right now, it may seem like chaos, but it's meant to be that way to kind of like align. Basically, simple put. Last one is deep knowing, which we already went over that one about a week ago. 162. But of course, I just got to read the cards to you guys. And I already said a little bit from my perspective. Intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy. You're very sensitive at this moment. So deep knowing, deep. All the cards today sounds like some type of alignment. You have to really listen to your higher self, your higher power, divine timing. Listen to your spirit. Things are going to happen when it should, in the right time, in the right moment. Don't force any things. Things may seem like it's a storm, but it's really not. And even at the chaos one, chaos and I really love these cards. When you look at the card, it may seem like it's chaos, but look how sunny it is. It's still beautiful. It may seem, because it's all in your head. It's all an illusion. Okay. And then also for relationships, sorry about that. I think my camera just shut off. So relationships, there are occasions when you just know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life, Some may cross your path and suddenly out of nowhere, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched inevitably onto your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental in your journey. So pay attention to two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemy process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. This card said the same thing. Remember? The higher powers mentioned that too in the relationship one. So something's going on for someone, whether someone maybe have entered your life. That could be a soulmate, or a soulmate could be coming. This person is going to be very instrumental for your growth. But this is all starting to come together. Remember that all that glitters isn't gold. Is there something that you're dealing with right now that's preventing you from that deep knowing, that higher power? It's going to happen in divine timing anyway. But whatever is, it may be shaken up because you're not listening. So something may happen because you're not listening to your higher power or your deep knowing, because you're too focused on the illusion and the mask. That's what I just got. I just put them cards together. Boom. See? Crazy. Crazy work. Crazy work. So yes, crazy work. So I really love the cards for this week and how everything just came together and flowed perfectly. Remember that everything that I say, it doesn't necessarily have to go with one particular topic. It could be related to business or relationship. I know I said relationship, but it could be a business about to come into your life that could help, or a career, whatever. It could help elevate you. It's meant for your higher good. Things may not seem like it's aligning because of the chaos and conflict, but the chaos and conflict is meant to happen to shake things up, because maybe you're not listening to your higher power. You're not listening to your spirit on that matter. So it has to come in and shake it up for the divine timing to happen on its own. Because with all that glitters, someone could be not listening or looking too much at the shiny and not really listening to their spirit on something. Because I feel like your soul, your spirit would tell you when something is for you or not for you. But some people can ignore that because, the public eye, social media, it's a lot of things. Business, why people do stuff for business moves, you know what I mean? But maybe that's not part of their higher calling, really. All that glitter, because remember, all that glitter says people could be chasing the fast cars, the fast money, that relationship that may not align with them, and ignoring something else. But having that deep knowing, this is a powerful card. Both of these said relationship, someone, a person, a business is coming in or already in there, but you're ignoring it. Yeah, I love it. So that's what I have for this week. Also, this topic is dedicated to two people. I'm not going to say their name. So hopefully I answered your questions. If you guys have more topics you want me to piggyback on, please email lovefrequency@lovefrequency.co. So that's .co. And I'll try to like answer your questions. If you want to be anonymous, that's cool too. Yeah, so check out my YouTube, check out the Spotify, which I will put a lot of my stuff goes on there, because the Instagram just has like 30 seconds to maybe 2 minutes, but YouTube will have the full videos, and Spotify will also have the full videos of what we talked about for this week. And I hope this resonated with you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Love Frequency Podcast. I'm Miss I. And yeah, that's what we have for this week. And I do want to say my crystals I have on today. So these are two new crystals. If you guys look back at my old videos, I used to have a different crystal, and unfortunately that crystal got lost, and I was very upset about it. This crystal I love so much because I don't know if you guys can see, but it has two crystals in one. So maybe that's my soulmate. I don't know. Could be. Because one thing about Hawaii, I feel like it shakes stuff up here too. Like it's a lot of energy here. And I was very upset when I lost my crystal. But when I found these two, I feel like the universe just replaced and gave me two new ones that kind of resonate and align with me. Usually I just wear one, but today I decided to wear both of them. Yeah, but I love it. And this one, like I said, is two crystals in one. I think that represents a soulmate, like two unions coming together. See, I had talked about that already. Yes. And Boots got her little, hey Boots. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Not to be long-winded, but yeah, check out all of my platforms to get to know me a little bit more. And just so you guys know, I'm releasing something. I'm the creative director behind the Love Frequency. Love Frequency will be releasing a book along with tarot decks. So I'm going to create my own tarot deck, but these ones are my favorite. I have some other ones that I'm going to probably switch it up as well, but I just kind of wanted to start with these. And in case you guys wanted to buy these decks, it's called Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Love it. Everything I wanna grow, live past the dream.